Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Summary of the Shir to Kita Dalet and Kita Hey, Parshat Noah. So we're learning the Rambam, Mishnah Torah, and the Rambam, the third and the fourth Prakim, talks about Hashem's creation. It's amazing. He starts off with the scientific creation and the love of God through appreciating the God of science. We appreciate the God of Torah. That's what we spend the lion's share of our time on. Torah Shebechtav and Torah Sheba'al Peh. But the Rambam wants to teach us a clear lesson. We should love Hashem, Avas Hashem, from His physical creation, from science, astronomy, biology, you name it. And in the third parak, in the fourth parak, he's talking about the Gagalim, the spheres, the stars, and the sun. And he says, and when someone learns this and understands this, he should be tzameh, thirsty. I want to know more. I want to understand more about your creation, Hashem. Of course, Chumash Mishnah know that's all part of his spiritual creation, but also the physical creation as well. Hashem wants us to be thirsty, to understand that. We had an amazing discussion in Shir yesterday. I asked a question. Are there more grains of sand on this earth or more stars in the universe? So the knee-jerk reaction, I think, by most adults and kids would be, of course there's much more sand. You go to the beach, go to Ashdod, go to Bayam, every time you step, there's millions and millions of grains everywhere. And that's just one little square meter. Take all of the beaches in the world, the seas in the world, there's nothing to talk about. A grain of sand is nothing. It's millimeters. And a star, thousands and thousands of miles, each star. Tens of thousands of kilometers. There's no comparison. You can say there's more stars. But then when you start thinking about it, so the Rambam in our parak, in our chapter, talks about the stars of the universe and appreciating the different stars in God's creation. So from there, we segued into discussion about sand. Now, the Talmida mentioned, Ukol al shal sfas hayam, Hashem blesses us that we should be like the Kochvei Shemaim and like the stars and like the sand. So they're both plentiful. Where is there more? So the world of science does seem to say today that you can't even put into numbers, 10 to the 20, 30 zeros afterwards, can't even put into numbers, that it's true. You cannot even quantify the amount of sand on this earth. But so, the bottom line is, the earth, compared to the universe, is a speck. So yes, this speck of earth is loaded with sand. Trillions and trillions and trillions beyond our numbers. But when you go into the universe, the Milky Way is a few hundred billion stars. And that's just one tiny part of the universe. So the leaning of the side is there are probably more stars in the universe than sand, grains of sand. Anyways, these discussions with the kids thinking about should produce two things. A, just be excited to learn about God's creation, the physical and the spiritual creation, the Torah, of course, but even enjoying the physical creation as well as the Rambam was talking about in our chapters. And two, when we do learn and analyze, we have to analyze with passion, excitement, with our heart, but the analysis has to be based in our mind. Because over here, the knee-jerk emotional reaction by most people is going to be, of course there's more sand, what's it to talk about? Yeah, but then when you start thinking about it, it's not so simple. And a person has to be an explorer, and a thinker, and a discoverer, and think through things in a proper manner. So anyways, that was one of the highlights of the discussion in the Rambam. Understanding the universe, appreciating Hashem's universe. And the more we do that, we really have a mitzvah of Avas Hashem, loving Hashem, and Yiras Hashem. Not fear of punishment, Yirah, but Yirah, awe. And one last thing we saw was how many liters of water it takes to make one pair of cotton pants. And the answer is 1,000 gallons, which is 4,000 liters. The cotton is a thirsty crop. And that led us into another mitzvah, another discussion. The pasuk in Gracious, the end of the first chapter, V'chivshua, we conquer the world. So man's world is not only a world where we discover and appreciate Chachmas Hashem, we interact with it, we conquer it, we subdue it, we harness it. But we must do it in such a delicate way, where at the same time that we harness it, and we bring sustenance to ourselves, food, security, we conquer disease, we conquer cancer, Mitzvah Hashem. We explore His world and understand His world. At the same time that we do that, we must do it in a sustainable way. Chivshua is not a destructive kind of conquest, it's a productive kind of conquest. And as we go ahead and have chachma to grow cotton and produce clothing, at the same time we must figure out how to do it in a viable way where we reuse the water and we go ahead and do it in a productive way and not a destructive manner. And that's the mitzvah of Chivshua. So some fantastic topics were covered in Nashi when we were learning the Rambam's Prakim in the Mishnah Torah about Avas Hashem, Yiras Hashem, being sameh, thirsty for Hashem in His world, and understanding both the physical and the spiritual world that He created and He gave to us to explore and conquer, and V'chivshua, that we should harness the world, but we must do it in a productive and sustainable way. Shalom.